Welcome to the Growth Mindset Book Podcast, Mindset Mastery chapter by chapter. I'm Michael Fox, best-selling author and expert mindset coach, and your guide on this transformative journey. Here, we don't just skim pages of the most powerful self-help and mindset books ever written. We dive deep, sometimes just a few paragraphs at a time, to truly understand and apply their life-changing principles. Each episode builds on the last, so if this is your first time here, I encourage you to start episode 1 of season 1 and follow along as we explore every corner of these timeless works. Together, we'll study, reflect, and unlock the tools you need to master your mindset, overcome limiting beliefs, and create the life you've always imagined. So grab your book, a notebook, or just a favorite drink, and let's dive into today's insights. Your journey to transformation starts now. Today, we're going to do something really special. I'm going to take you into a class that I did on 3 steps on how to manifest things in your life. This was a class that I did years ago, but it's really powerful, and it's based on the book, The Secret. The Secret has 3 steps, and when people read The Secret, they get all excited about it, but I'm not sure they really understand the steps. So today, in this quick 20-minute class that I'm going to play for you, think how you can apply this in your life and just practice one step at a time. I'm going to lay out the 3 steps today, but spend a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks just working on step number 1, and then go to step number 2 only after step number 1 seems clear. And when that seems clear, you go on to step 3. This is a practice. This isn't perfection. We get better by practicing. We get better by listening. So enjoy this presentation today. I wanted to give you a gift. So here's a gift. Just enjoy this gift. You deserve it. We're going to talk about a topic that sold 30 million books. The Secret sold 30 million books. Because it was the secret to manifesting and getting the things that we want in our life. Does anyone own that book? A little more than half. How many people believe that we can manifest something? We can create, everyone's got their hands up. Paul has 2 hands up. Tell me why you raised your hand. Why do you believe that we can?
It's happened in the past.
It's happened in the past. You thought of something and then it happened. It showed up. Anyone else?
We're always manifesting. It depends on your vibration. So if you don't want it and you think about it, it's bound to happen. It happened to me in the past, and I switched it to the other side, and I prefer this side much better than that side, but both ways work.
We're manifesting all the time. When we don't get what we want, we're manifesting that. Do we agree with that? Yeah, everyone's shaking their heads.
I used to say, I'm not a morning person. You're never going to be a morning person if you speak that over yourself.
That's a great example, David. You are manifesting. I am not a morning person. And every time you wake up, you're certainly not a morning person. It's proof that it works. When we're speaking, we really have to pay close attention to the words that are coming out of our mouth. I am not a morning person. Not thinking anything of it, not being aware of what he just said, what just came out of his mouth. But what he's doing is he's essentially saying, I'm manifesting moving forward that I'll wake up in the morning and I'm going to be tired and not have the energy. That makes sense to everyone? So the words that come out of the mouth are really important. So there are 3 steps to manifesting. Number 1 is ask, what does that mean? Anyone have an idea?
Getting clear on what it is that you actually want.
Getting clear on what you want. Amen. Tell me what you want in a relationship.
Somebody I could trust with mutual respect.
Someone I could trust with mutual respect. If we're placing an order, is that enough information for the universe to understand what to send to us? No. This is what most of us do. So what do you think the best way to get clear on figuring out what we want in any area of our life? It could be relationship, it could be business, it could be health. What's the best way for us to get clear?
Ask somebody that knows about what you want.
So, for example, if you want a good relationship, you could go and talk to them and get some feedback to figure out what would be the best thing for a relationship. Someone that actually has a successful relationship, they don't really fight that much. They're happy. They seem loving and caring. That's good. How else can we get clear on what we want? Any ideas?
You have to do the self-evaluation. You have to sit down and clear your mind, see what tugs into your mind.
So sit down, get clear, open up, ask the questions, and then just pay attention to what comes up. Anyone else?
Or maybe writing it out and getting really specific so that you can go back to it often.
Why would it be so important to write down what we want?
It makes it not only you have it in your head, you have it down on paper.
Yeah.
And then editing, create a fantasy world because your dream has to become a reality.
You're saying to the universe, here's what I want. When you go to a sandwich shop and they have all kinds of sandwiches, do you just say, hey, I want a sandwich? What would be his first thing out of his mouth? What kind of sandwich do you want? There's a million sandwiches I can give you. If you don't get clear, I will give you one of this, and it might not be the one that you really like. So step one, we're going to ask. And when we ask, we have to have clarity. The way that we get clarity is really simple. Take a piece of paper and write down, what do we want? So for example, if I'm writing out the kind of woman that I wanted to have in my life, I want someone that's caring, someone that's loving, someone that has dark, long hair and has dark skin. This is the truth. And I wrote it all out. If we can ask for what we want, which we can, and we can manifest what we want, why not be as detailed and ask for whatever it is that we really want, and then we'll get it. But if we don't get clear enough, what can happen?
It can go a bunch of different ways. It can go where you get nothing, or you're going to get someone that you don't like. And if you keep getting that. So be specific, take action.
We have to be as specific as possible. Now, we take out a piece of paper, you start writing. Do you have to finish it right then and there? No. Even if you spent a week on it and then you say to yourself 2 weeks later, I really thought about this. I want to add this. So what do? You just go right back to the sheet of paper and add that to the list. This piece of paper that we have, we can edit it anytime we want. We can add to it whenever we want. It's not unfinished. You can always tweak it. This step is so important because when we get clear on what we want, the universe gets really clear. Write it down, be crystal clear, use as many details as possible. If you don't write it down, it's not clear. And then you may get what you asked for, but it's not going to be exactly what you wanted because you weren't clear enough. Step 2 is believe. I could write this amazing list. David decides I'm going to write the woman of my dreams on a piece of paper. He writes it out. He's got it, but then he doesn't really believe that this can work. Will it ever work? No. He'll manifest exactly what he believes. If he doesn't believe that this will work, it will not work, period. How many of you had that experience and then it never shows up? Everyone's raising their hand. Because that's what happens. How do we believe that what we just wrote on that paper can actually happen in our life?
Maybe visualizing it vividly so that it seems like it's real.
Yeah. This is a great point because if we're visualizing it, that we're keeping it in our mind and the subconscious sees everything that's presented to it as real. If you're doing that enough, will the subconscious mind begin to believe that is actually true and that can happen?
Repetition is the key.
What will we start to imagine in our mind rather than that thing we wrote on paper?
This is never going to happen. It's just always going to meet the same crazy women.
Jeffrey, it's funny you're saying that, but isn't that true? Haven't we said that in the past? I know I have in the past. I've said this out loud. I just seem to attract this. When we say something, we have to really monitor what we're saying because our words are super powerful. We can visualize the scene as we want it. If we wrote it in enough detail, we should absolutely be able to have an image of what that looks like in our head. That's one thing that we can do to get our subconscious to believe that this is true and this can happen. What else do you think we could do to get our belief to be solid?
One of the things that I'm doing is watching the videos of Greece, looking at tour groups and putting it in my mind that I'm going to be there.
If it's a physical thing, like a car or a trip, you can go on that trip in your mind by watching a video as if you're there and pretending in your head that you're there. That's you and it's your video footage of the trip. If you watch that enough, your subconscious mind does what? It believes it. And we're going on that trip. It's happening. The belief is key. So we get really clear. But if you don't believe it can happen, aren't you manifesting what you don't believe? Before you started studying this stuff, weren't you walking around on autopilot? Life was just happening. We are becoming more and more aware. And it's the awareness that is where the power lies. If I notice I've written down what I want and I start not believing it, and I'm aware that I'm not believing it,
Refocus on what you want.
just refocus. And don't beat yourself up. There's no reason we have to get upset with ourselves for slipping. If you slip, get back up. How many times did you fall the very first time you went ice skating? Your arms are flailing, your legs are all over the place. But then you get back up and you keep doing it and then you get better. We're consistently practicing and getting better at this every single day. I'm getting better each and every day. When it comes to belief, how about the thoughts that we're thinking consistently? What type of thought should we be thinking when we're believing this thing we wrote on the paper?
Positive, empowering thoughts.
Why can't we say, if you believe in God or a higher power, God's got my back. He's going to take care of me. This is happening, period, the end. That's belief. How many people have ordered something from Amazon? Everyone? When you click the button that says buy, do you start to get worried about whether or not it's going to get delivered to you?
I don't even give it a second thought. I trust the process.
Great point. You trust the process. How many packages out of 100 are late?
It hardly ever happens.
Imagine that when you place your order from the universe, what if we did it the same way? We wouldn't second guess. If you order a pizza from the local pizza place, you're not going to be hanging up the phone and saying, oh my God, I wonder when they're going to deliver it. Do you think the guy's going to get into an accident? Do you think he's going to make it here? What happens if he gets a flat tire? But that's what we're doing when we try to get what we want in our own life. We're coming up with all these crazy reasons. Is it possible to have the same belief as when we order something from Amazon? That's the belief I want you to have.
The universe wants you to continue having faith, not losing the faith, because the universe is never going to give you a delivery date. I always say this. FedEx is coming with my package. I just don't know when. Not only am I visualizing it, what I do now is I write this out. This is the second time I added something else.
To get our belief stronger, we can visualize, we can think about it. We can say, I trust that the universe and God has my back. Always has, always will. There's not a time in my life where I've looked back, where things didn't work out the way they were supposed to. So I'm going to trust that. And I'm going to just keep living my life with this picture in my head. That is getting clear, believing. Step 3 seems simple. Step 3 is receive. receive the package. But it's not such a simple thing. Does anyone have any idea what step 3, receive, really means? How do you receive it? It's in transit. How do we get in line with it so that it comes to us even faster and we receive it? When you're focusing on gratitude, how do you typically feel?
You're in a
Higher vibration. You're feeling good. You're feeling happy. You're feeling peaceful. Ready for this secret? Think about that thing that you want, whether it's the person, the job, the business, the body. How would you feel if you already have that thing? If it came to you and you got it and it just was delivered, how would you feel?
You'd be happy. You'd feel at peace because you got it.
Nate just said happy and peaceful. And I think we're going to see a theme here. If you got what you wanted, what would you feel?
Relieved and satisfied.
Relieved and satisfied. So when you're satisfied, you're feeling peaceful and you're feeling happy. Interesting. They polled tons of people and they wanted to find out what's the one emotion you want to experience the most. And you know what it is? I just want to be happy. If that thing that we want is up here, we'd feel happy if we had that thing. And this is us right here, and we're not feeling happy. And now the package is traveling to us. Is it going to get to us? We're not on the same road. We're on a completely different highway. What if I'm just happy in general? And now I'm feeling happy. Where am I now? Am I on the same road? Is that FedEx truck now in my path? But then I get pissed off and angry. Is the FedEx truck in the same path now? No. In order to receive what we want, we must feel the emotion that this thing is going to bring us on a consistent basis. If happiness is one of those things that we would need to feel, what do you need to do to feel happy in your life? Think of the simplest thing that makes you happy.
I enjoy traveling, exploring, even if it's a local hike.
There it is, traveling, exploring, a local hike. So you're not feeling good. You're having a bad day. What should you do rather than keep going in your bad day?
Get outdoors for me.
Get out and go for a walk and do hiking and local exploring. Now you're on the path. You're walking down the road. And look who you meet right here. Had you kept going down here, not feeling good, you guys would have passed. Understand that the way that we feel is very important. We don't have to have that thing to feel happy. We don't have to have that person to feel love. What else could you do to feel happy?
What I've done lately is I put stuff in the backyard. I love when we eat dinner, we had breakfast back here last night, and I've been working out here all day. So for me, our backyard, I have really made it into a sanctuary. This is the happy place.
Do you see how Yvette just went from here to here? Because if we're not in line, we're going to miss it. The FedEx truck's just going to keep going around. When you read The Secret, did you understand it like that when you read it? No. That's the beauty of the books. Someone will say, I read that book. That was a great book. How are you using it? And that's the whole purpose of this. So we can use it to help us get what we want. If you're already have that thing that you want, it's feeling happy. If you're in a relationship, you're going to feel happy. If you have your own business, you're going to feel happy. If your body looks good, you're going to feel happy. Happiness is the key. Could you also just put on a quick video which makes you laugh and that makes you feel happy and it takes you from here to here? My suggestion to you all, don't continue to work at this level down here. You're better off leaving the office for the day if you have your own business. Sometimes you can't do that if you're working for someone else. You're better off taking time to get here. We think if I just work harder, I'll get that thing. That's bull. It's not true. You can work all day long. If you're not up here, you're never going to intersect with the thing that you want. I'm going to make more calls and I feel like crap, but I'm just going to get on the calls. They're not going to lead to anything, but at least at the end of the day, I'll say, hey, I made a lot of calls. Haven't we done that? I've done it.
I need to create my own fun. So when I ice cream, it wasn't with anybody. It was just by myself. Because my ice cream, listened to a little comedy sketch because I realized I was a pretty stressed out place from work and I needed to start living as it worked. Great.
It worked because you went from here to up here. And again, it's just a matter of doing something that's going to make you feel better. It's simple. Make a list of the 5 simple things that I can do, going for a walk, whatever they are, that make me feel happy. And when you're not feeling happy, don't do work because you're just going to be wasting your time. And then go get happy and then come and do your work. It works if you work it. Keep it simple. And if you start using it and you have a problem and you have a question, then reach out and I will help you through it. I hope today's episode inspired you to take one step closer to mastering your mindset. If you're ready to dive deeper, visit michaelfoxcoach.com. Again, that's michaelfoxcoach.com for more resources, insights, and ways to connect. While you're there, don't forget to join our free community shown at the bottom of the website and connect with others who are on the same growth journey. Let's keep growing together, and I'll see you on the next episode.